house are related. Okay? Mars does very well in the first house. It's in its own house, if you would. It's also in its own sign if it's in Aries. If it's in the opposite sign of Aries, what sign would that be? Anybody? Opposite?
Libra.
Huh?
Libra.
Libra. Okay? So if it's in the opposite sign that it rules, it's weaker. Okay? Obviously Mars wouldn't do too well in Venus's sign, would it? Libra? So that can produce, if a person has Mars in Libra, they may have conflicts in relationships, because Libra is a sign of what? Relationships. Venus' sign. Harmony. Although it may also soften Mars energy a lot and make it less aggressive because it's in that sign. But we don't know that unless we know all the aspect that Mars makes in that chart. Okay, but is that a tail? So, you know, if you have a afflicted Mars in the first house or in Aries, you're going to look for Mars or scars on the head and face. I remember doing a chart of a young, actually, not a young man, an older guy. He was my ex-wife's boyfriend before she met me. Anyway, I did his chart. We became close friends. But I did his chart, and he had Mars in Cancer in the fourth house, afflicted. And why I saw it, but I said, you know, I said, what happened to you in childbirth? Something happened to you seriously dangerous when your mother gave birth to you. And by the way, this was all in his first house, which was the head, the face. And he said, Ron, he said, when I was born, the surgeon did a cesarean, and he cut my face when he cut her open.
Aww.
You know, and he said I had a scar. It took years to get where it was not visible. But you know, those things show in a chart. It's amazing. You know, sometimes you look at a chart and you say, how can you see that in there? So, Mars afflicted in Taurus, your second house, injury, scars of the throat, tonsils, for example, possible fight or anger over property in life or money. Why? Taurus rules money, possessions, resources. If you see a Mars in Taurus, or second house. I have Mars in the second house. It's not Taurus, but it's in the second house of money. Did I get in a lot of problems because of money and aggression? Mars is a gun money and taking money, and that's Mars in the second. It could have been Mars in Taurus. It would be similar reading. You see where I'm coming from? So I want you to see the integration of the chart. Understand there are several ways to see something. You see Mars, but Mars also rules the first house. If it's in the second, what does that mean? If it's in Taurus, what does that mean? It's very similar in its meaning. Okay, Mars afflicted in Gemini or the third house, look for injury scars to arms, hands, and lungs. It's like the young lady I did the reading for the other day. Said, "What? How come you should have a scar on your hand?" And she freaked out because I was stabbed in my hand. How would you know that? That's inner chart. Okay, and possibly lungs. Anybody has Mars in Gemini, you be careful if that is an afflicted Mars in Gemini to make sure you let them know. If they're a smoker, that they're likely going to die from that. That's a terrible thing, isn't it? But Mars in Gemini can be very dangerous to lungs. Okay, and Gemini, it's just, and it usually produces other problems in life. Okay, I say that lungs advise against smoking, conflict with brothers or sisters. Likely during lifetime they're going to have these conflicts. Possibly speech defects or stuttering at some point in life. I told you I had Mars afflicted in my chart in my chart, and just by afflicted from Mercury. Mars and Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury is the communication planet. And I stuttered till I was 12 years old. So I overcame it with speech classes in high school, and you know.